Good afternoon, everybody. It's Adam Cox with CB2Go checking in just after 2 o'clock on Thursday, September 8th. And my gosh, what a busy summer did we have. I know that a lot of you are out there just making all sorts of sales records. And here at the end of the summer, now that we're starting to business plan for the fourth quarter, I've been hearing a lot of talk about people wanting to build teams for the new year, which I think is outstanding. One thing you want to take into consideration is a lot of the things that I'm hearing out there is I need to get a buyer's agent to help me with all these buyer calls that I'm getting off all of my listing signs and all of the floor calls I've been receiving. Well, that is great. We would all love to have a buyer's agent in our back pocket, but there's one thing you want to get in order first prior to bringing on a buyer's agent is that you're going to want to get somebody to help you with your administrative duties. And the reason I bring that up is once you bring that buyer's agent on your team and they start bringing in those extra 22, 25, 30 deals per year, well, hey, there's 30 more transactions you're going to have to keep your eyes on to make sure that you're in full compliance. So what we have here at CB2Go is we have a flat fee for service program. It's fantastic. It's actually picked up more traction in the past couple of months than it ever has. So we have testimonials all the way down through Colorado Springs and all the way up into Loveland. One caveat with CB2Go is you do need to utilize CTM e-contracts. And the reason being is the transaction coordinators, they're not in our offices. They all work out of the comfort of their own home. So they're on their own computers and they're all well versed in CTM e-contracts. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. So as I get back to building teams and talking about hiring an administrative assistant, the CB2Go network, we offer two different packages. We have a listing rewards package as well as a closing assistant package. Excuse me, not listing rewards package, a listing assistant package. But one thing about the listing assistant package is they are well versed in the listing reward system. So when you do put a listing into the listing assistant program, it will cost you $175 up front. Write that check right up front. What they're going to do is they're going to go ahead, they're going to send out a client introduction letter to everybody, your sellers, let them know who they are, that they're your transaction coordinator, and your sellers can reach out to them Monday through Friday for regular business hours. They're also going to make sure that all of your transactional documents are executed properly. They're going to make sure that your listing rewards is ordered properly. They're going to make sure that all of your information is inputted into the MLS system properly. They're going to upload your photographs into the MLS for you. Of course, you have full reins of this. If you want to make sure that you're the ones putting the photos into the computer, if you're the ones reaching out to your seller, by all means, you can pull the plug on that. It's just some different bells and whistles that the programs have to offer. Also with the listing assistant program, essentially all you're going to have to do is get out there and hang the lockbox and hand in your MLS input form, and CB2Go is going to take care of the rest, all the way down to the MLS changes at the end. And that costs you $175 up front. I think probably one of the most key motivating factors for using this program is how well versed they are in our listing rewards program, getting the marketing material out there in a timely fashion, and again, just being one more avenue for your clients to reach out to Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Now I'll talk a little bit about our closing assistant program. And the closing assistant program is great. What the closing assistant program is it costs you $300 per transaction. But the beauty of this is the $300 isn't due and payable until we actually close. And as you know, in our market today, we're having about a 25% fallout rate. So if by chance you have a transaction that's gone under contract, you turn it into CB2Go, and 2 weeks later, here comes that inspection punch list, and it's a mile long. The seller's not willing to do a thing, and the transaction terminates. The transaction dies. Well, no harm, no foul. We can remove that from CB2Go, and you will not have to pay that $300. If you do get a transaction, you're under contract, you turn it into CB2Go, they're going to help you monitor all the dates and deadlines in the contract. They're very familiar with Homebase, so they're going to make sure that everything's uploaded into Homebase for you. We're also familiar with our TRID addendum as well as our wire fraud addendum that we need to get everybody to sign our disclosures prior to getting them to sign our buyer agency agreements. So CB2Go, not only are they well versed in our back-end systems such as Homebase, we're also well versed, as I mentioned, in listing rewards, but with American Home Shield as well. If you want to get a home warranty order for your property, they'll reach right out to Kaylee Murphy or John Herman and make sure that we get that signed, sealed, and delivered for you. So let me jump into our slideshow here. It's just going to go over some FAQs when it comes down to CB2Go here. And so here we just talk about growing your business. And as we had mentioned before, we all like to think about bringing in a buyer's agent. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure we've got somebody watching our transactions for us so then we can actually get out there and grow our business. Because as we know, the most daunting part of our business is all these details, all the minutiae, all the devil is caught in the details. So CB2Go for that purpose is fantastic. Really bogged down, I know a lot of you, I've seen agents come into the North Metro office with that exact same look on their face, and not because they're not doing a lot of business. It's not because they're doing too much business, it's because they've got too much paperwork, and they're looking to hand that off to somebody. And again, how does this work? We have transaction coordinators available for you for flat fees. We have the listing assistant program and closing assistant program. And if you need help juggling any of your inventory and listings and any of the details that can slow you down, here's the punch list of what the listing assistant has available for you. Essentially, you're going to have to go and install the lockbox. You're going to have to complete the new listing and input form. They're going to order your listing rewards for you. They're going to schedule the photography through Rocket Media, order that sign installation. If you're going to be utilizing a home warranty, they're going to get that warranty ordered for you. Once again, they're going to send out that client introduction letter, which I feel is worth its weight in gold. When you're out there on your listing appointments, you can let them know that, hey, I've got actually a transaction coordinator that's going to be reaching out to you and is going to be watching our transaction from contract to close. And again, that just gives you more credibility and a more powerful presence when you're sitting there at that kitchen table getting that listing. Again, they're going to manage and track all the signatures on all the documentation, manage and approve all the listing rewards marketing, manage the listing with our office staff, do that regular set of follow-up bi-weekly, and make any MLS changes that we might need. And here, this again is our closing assistant program, the most utilized program in the CB2Go program. And reason being, again, the $300 isn't due and payable until you actually close the transaction. Here's a question: can you take a transaction that's already under contract and move it into this system? Yes, you can. And we actually have that happen quite a bit because, as we all know in this business, it's a game of momentum. We might be working on one transaction today. Well, by the time I get home this evening, my phone might ring 4 times. I'll have 4 more appointments to go on. Well, let's take this transaction we're currently working on and move it over here into CB2Go. When you're working with the closing assistant, CB2Go is going to create your SIR for you. All you're going to have to do is get in there and approve it. We're going to send out that introduction letter to all the different parties in the transaction. You're going to manage and track all the signatures on all the documentation. And in the closing assistant program, that's very, very crucial because, as you know, once we go into a contract, there's a lot more signatures to be looking for. They're going to track the dates and deadlines in the contract to buy and sell, schedule your inspection, appraisal, and closing. You're going to have to check over your CDA and settlement statement, although they're going to as well. But at the end of the day, you as the broker definitely want to be looking over your CDA and your settlement statement, so no surprises will come up at the closing table. You're going to have to drop off your closing checks and closing packet. CB2Go is going to turn the completed package into the office, track any amendments, and make any and all MLS changes for you. Again, how valuable is your time? You want to free up your time so you're not going to have to be bogged down reviewing contracts, training somebody how to write contracts. You're actually going to be out there at listing presentations, at buyer presentations, and selling homes. What you're out there to do. Here's some common FAQs. Would this be a good program to help me take my business to the next level? Absolutely. It's a great way to get an individual service to help grow your business without having to take on a part-time or full-time personnel. When is your assistant available? Monday through Friday through regular business hours. 9 to 5, they can always be reached. Again, can you transfer an existing transaction into the program? Yes, and that actually, again, it happens all the time. Due to the momentum phase of our business, that happens quite frequently. I'd say at least once a week. When your assistant be in your office, all the assistants actually work out of the comfort of their own home. They are virtual. And when we are signing you up with a transaction coordinator or a virtual assistant, we'll make sure that we introduce you to a couple of them. That way we make sure that you jive with them. You're going to be happy with the people that you work with. And when is the listing fee, or when is the fee due to your assistant? The listing fee is due upfront, $175. The closing assistant program, $300, not payable until you close. And then, what's next? How do you place your order? Well, here, Dave Fairbrother, he's actually the general manager of the program. You can reach out directly to Dave at 303-725-6167 or an email at dave@signaturetransactions.com. Also, feel free to reach out to me at any time. My direct line at the office is 303-409-6428. My cell, 303-907-3453, or email adam.cox@coloradohomes.com. And again, the process is very simple, seamless. If anybody would like any testimonials, please feel free to reach out and ask. and I'll make sure that your offices all have all these trifolds in your agent work area. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate your attention.